From Kalamazoo, direct to you, it's a WKZO.com quickcast.
Brandon West, senior running back, senior quarterback Tim Hiller, sophomore linebacker Mitch Zajac, and sophomore receiver Robert Arnheim. Before we get to the questions, one note. During the first half, Brandon West broke the NCAA Division I FBS record for career kick return yards. He now, with that kick return of 38 yards, he broke the record and had 2,978. So we're going to go one by one. First we'll bring up quarterback Tim Hiller.
Can you talk on the first half a little bit? It's never seemed to get going.
You know, I think Michigan State came out with a sense of urgency, and we did not match that intensity early on, and it cost us. And I know on our side, that's everybody's responsibility as well as mine. I missed way too many easy throws today. We just didn't get in a good rhythm, and that hurts you as an offense. But we didn't match their intensity and their initial sense of urgency.
Why does that happen in a game like this?
I wish I had a great answer for you. It's hard. It takes all 11 guys, on the same page, offense and defense, to all have that sense of urgency, that sense of intensity.
Yeah, you talk about not being on because it didn't seem like you were ever in the rhythm with the receivers. It seemed like this one strong ball at you. Can you just talk about that?
And you hit on all those things. That's all my fault. I didn't play very well today, and I take responsibility for that. We just got to get in a rhythm. We got to sustain drives and stay ahead of the sticks. We've gotten too many third and longs. We got to get yards on first down in order to be successful.
Talk about the first half, you guys went away from what you run the ball hardly at all. Brought us a two-back step more. Can you talk about the decision to do that? And then obviously the second half is
right. Yeah. In the second half we just wanted to find a rhythm, and obviously we're more effective if we can run the ball successfully and be more balanced. Early on they were bringing an extra guy in the box, playing a lot of man coverage and daring us to beat them, and we didn't get that done. And so they were able, to pressure us that way with an extra guy in the box.
Were they doing anything that was surprising to you, or was it just they were beating you?
No, it's about what we expected. This is a Big Ten football team. They're pretty darn good, and we knew it coming in defensively. Their middle linebacker's a heck of a player. In the secondary, they're very athletic. We knew we had to play well, and we just didn't get it done.
Tim, can you talk about the difficulty of converting on third downs today?
Yeah, I don't know what our percentage was, but it probably wasn't very good. And when you're in third and long situations, it makes it even harder on yourself. You've got to get in third and probably 5 or less in just manageable situations. But that goes back to getting yards on the first down and running the ball well.
You were part of the Illinois and Iowa victories in November the last 2 years. What made this circumstance so different, both from the team you were playing and from your perspective?
I don't think the situation was any different. You go in at this time of year. It's a non-league game, and you just have an opportunity to go out and hold nothing back and just let it all out there. We got nothing to lose, and until everyone takes on that mentality in these type of games, that's what the difference was in the past. If everybody had that mentality, we got nothing to lose. We're going to go out here and get it done, and didn't happen today, but I think we're going to get better. 2 games left to finish strong.
Well, how about being home? So you kind of talk to people and everybody, even police officer out there. You talk about being here.
It was exciting. We had a lot of guys who were back with Justin and Timmy, and we're all from this area. So we try not to let it bother us too much, get in our heads at all. But it's exciting because we got a lot of family here, a lot of friends here that go to school around here. So as far as that goes, that's pretty fun.
Talk about the late hits early on, the 3 on third down. It really seemed to hurt you. You obviously had one of those. What can you talk about those mistakes there?
Yeah, we stopped them on third down, and if we don't make those penalties, we get off the field, and it gives the offense a chance to go and score. And I was too late. That's all it was. And we gotta be smarter. We gotta play better fundamentals as far as that goes, and not really shoot ourselves in the foot, because we came out second half and it was the exact same thing. We just didn't have the penalties, and we got 3 and outs, we got the stops, and we got the offense ball.
Let's talk about that first play. That play where they broke the chain and got out that long run. What did that kind of do to that? Obviously you come out, did that kind of break the spirit a little bit? Or?
No, we knew last week we let up some big plays on defense, and we said, listen guys, if we let up a big play, they score, and we come back next time and we stop them that time, because obviously they're good and they're going to score. So whether they drive it on us or whether they score in one play, we weren't going to let that affect us.
I think each one of their tight ends, their scholarship tight ends, caught a catch today in some games. How tough was it matching up against a group of tight ends that weren't as well as those guys do? I'm sure you don't see that kind of talent at the tight end position in there.
Yeah, I mean, their entire offense is very talented. Their offensive line is very big and very athletic. And then, like you said, their tight ends are just as big as their offensive linemen, but they're just a little bit more athletic. So we try to emphasize getting reroutes on them, banging them up a little bit when they're trying to release free, and we just didn't get it done.
When you didn't see the ball hardly at all first half, first play, second half, what was said at halftime? And did you kind of lobby for that opportunity? I mean, it didn't seem to go with you at all in the first half.
I see, Glenn Thompson, he had a good week of practice and whatnot. And, I started on practice bad, this whole week, but, I just stuck in there, and just waited for my turn.
Did you say anything that you wanted it more, or did you want the ball more?
I got confidence in Glenn. He can go out there and get the job done just as well as Aaron. I think the backfield, our whole team, we're pretty good. So it's just a thing of having confidence, in each other. So
you mentioned in the story earlier this week the reality of a Big Ten team and what how daunting a task that is. You talk about facing them a little bit and just, physically, is it what you expected?
Oh yeah, going through on film, that's an aggressive team. They real good. Like Tim said, they middle linebacker, Greg Jones. He's a pretty good linebacker or whatnot. They whole linebacking core, but that's a good team. Like they came out physical. I think they beat us physically and mentally.
Yeah, talk about the record. You talked about it before, kind of approaching it with the milestones, the return record, and having that more kicks than yards than anybody in the history of football.
It's a good record, but I like to get the record on a win. Like I said, I just go out there and play. I really don't really care about the record as of right now, but it's a good accomplishment. But I just want it on a win.
As a senior, you've got 2 games left now. Obviously, your goals have changed a little bit, but what are you looking forward to most when you head out this season?
We just gotta stay fighting. We gotta go out there and try to get these next 2. This was a down week. This game gone now. We gotta come out harder on next week.